episode 8 of Weeds for the 3rd of February 2007. Not WeDS, Weeds. And no, it isn't a show about reads, said by Jonathan Ross. It's a show about the almighty gaming god Nintendo. I'm Ben.
I'm Manny.
I'm Tom.
And this is the best Nintendo podcast for news and reviews delivered straight to your hard drive. Here are this week's top Nintendo news stories. EA are ramping up Wii support, and EA confirms some titles that have been on the fence for some time. EA has announced their continued support for the Wii. EA chairman and CEO Larry Probst has released an official statement on EA's future, speaking specifically on the company's next generation efforts. We are pleased with the performance of our products on next generation consoles. In the year ahead, we plan to build on our leadership position on both the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, and to significantly increase our support for Nintendo platforms. While this could be taken as classic crowd-pleasing jargon, it's important to note that EA's relationship with Nintendo has grown substantially over just the last few months, primarily because of the release of the Wii. In just a matter of months, the company has helped Nintendo launch the system with Madden 07 and Need for Speed Carbon, and is already working to continue support with the addition of SSX Blur, Tiger Woods 07, The Godfather Black Hand Edition, and Medal of Honor Vanguard for the first half of 2007 alone. To top things off, the CEO stated that EA already has 15 titles in development for the Wii at this point. From the looks of it, Wii may just be what the doctor ordered for Nintendo sports fans. More information is coming in from EA's recent teleconference. No sooner did EA confirm more support for the DS and Wii. This is terrible grammar, I'm sorry, but here we go. Did EA confirm more support for the DS and Wii? Do they announce a bunch of titles? My Sims will be heading to the Wii as well as the DS. SimCity DS will make it to the States, and Spore, which is a big favourite of mine, was confirmed for the DS. On top of that, EA has pledged more EA Sports support for Wii. Sorry about the terrible news, but James is unable to record it, and my throat's killing me, and I sound like crap, and that's just that. So that was the news. Straight on to announcements. So yeah, like I said, I sound like crap, and that's because I've somehow sort of lost my voice, which isn't good if you're on a podcast, but that's just how it is. And the major announcement for this week is we were on iTunes. We were actually not just on iTunes, but on the homepage of the podcast thing in the new and notable section. So we expect tons more listens. If you found us from that little thing there on the iTunes thing, then we want you to email us like now, because it's very good. We want to see how many people actually subscribe to us through that. It's good, isn't it?
It's not surprising. We're a pretty good podcast.
I thought, because I didn't realise what you guys were talking about, because I couldn't find this on new and notable, so I was like, right. And I went on to video games, and we're on there. And we were last night. We're now 16th, the 14th most downloaded podcast in video game section. And the only ones that are above us are like there's a World of Warcraft one, and then you've got IGN, 1UP, all the big websites in the games industry, which is pretty amazing, to be honest, where we are.
Yeah. No, but we were actually on the homepage of the podcast section in new and notable. So not just on the video games thing, but actually on the homepage, which is an extreme.
For podcast full stop?
Yeah, for podcast full stop.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Amazing.
Well done, guys.
I just can't believe it, but it's very good. We're not there anymore. I think we were there for a day or so, but still,
And you're the guys that put us there, so thanks for your support, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Now before we go on to our main discussion, we've got a sort of mini discussion debate thingy, basically complaint about WiiConnect 24 and how it's been not used at all. Now, if you've got a Wii and a Wi-Fi connection, so you're hooked up on the internet with it, then you'll know that you can download content or updates. But why? Why in God's... why don't they send us the update overnight? What was his name? Mr. Iwata said that he would do. I mean, seriously.
I quote Iwata. you'll wake up and you'll find you may have a new Wii channel, or perhaps a new Animal Crossing item, or some new content for your game. Well, at the moment you get a, hey, the news channel's now able to download. Go and download it. And it's just like...
And then it's like, 15 minutes later. It's just... Oh, it's so annoying.
Well, we're not... This is a small complaint, I suppose, but it really... is
No,
something
no,
they told
it
us
wouldn't
they
be...
were gonna do.
No. It's product description. They said this is what it's going to do. It should do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, where can... It just really ticks me off, because...
It really does. Like I was telling Ben before, like the potential. There's so much potential with WeConnect 24, and they're just not utilising it at all.
And I think what most people are using WeConnect 24 as is simply the Wii's online. Like you got Xbox Live and whatever the PlayStation one's called. I think people are just calling the Wii's online service WeConnect 24. They're not actually using WeConnect 24 as a term for the overnight installing, downloading thing.
I mean, come on, Nintendo. Why don't you get people to make games that use the weather channel as some kind of implement in the game, like we said before?
It's been rumoured or pretty much confirmed that Animal Crossing is going to use the weather. Yeah.
Well, I don't expect anything different from Nintendo, but we need third parties to be using stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But listen, look, we are only in the second month of it being released. I'm sure stuff like this will eventually surface, but yeah.
Yeah, one thing that annoys me about it as well is the news channel. I mean, if your Wii has been on, the forecast channel, when you turn it on, you've got your summary, basically what it was 12 hours ago, which that needs to be more accurate, by the way.
Yeah, that is. I'm sorry, but that is terrible, because that is. Sometimes for me, it might say it might be 9 o'clock at night, and it says on there, your weather was this at 3 in the morning. I don't care what it was like 3 in the morning. It's 9 o'clock at night now.
It needs to be online all the time. It's not like on the internet when you're on the normal internet on a PC. You don't go into a forum, someone posts, and then it says, 4 hours later, this person posted.
Yeah, and also, the Wii itself. Like when you have to, if you add a friend, I think we've already talked about this, but if you add a friend on your friend address book thing. You then have to connect to the Wii Shop channel or do an internet connection test for it to register that friend. Otherwise, it doesn't realise that it's been added.
It does, but it takes maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, it takes like 20 minutes. Fair enough, but it's.
It only knows because it has to be connected to the internet again, even though it should be connected 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Did I ever get saying about my news thing? I don't think I did. The headlines. They should be like the forecast channel that you should be. I don't understand why you have to connect and load when it's supposedly online all the time when it obviously isn't. That annoys me.
Like the first time I connected it took like another 3 or 4 minutes downloading news stories. I mean, surely they should always be being downloaded onto the system.
Yeah.
The whole point was it's supposed to be quick and easy, and it's almost more quicker and easier for me to just go on my PC at the moment.
Well, it's always going to be easy to go on your PC because, the PC is the king of...
Not really. If you just clicked on the news channel, it went glitching, and the news reports are up.
Well, I suppose there's people who maybe either don't have a good computer or aren't always on the computer like all the time like we are. Like some people do actually have social lives, and they might just want to come in and click on the forecast channel to check the weather. I mean... I think I've used the forecast channel quite a lot for the forecasts, not for the up-to-date weather, because obviously that's pointless, but my dad's like, what's the news like? And what's the weather like? And I've told him, it's going to be this on this day, and he's impressed by it. But, all in all, I think...
I've also noticed that like some of the images, like the graphics of like rain and stuff, Japan has a different one to us.
Yeah, like the sun.
Why is that? Why does Tokyo have like a massive umbrella, whereas we have just a cloud of some rain?
Have you noticed that theirs are like really anime, really cartoony?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas ours are like really
why are they getting better treatment than us?
Or maybe I think if Japan's going to have a certain style, every country or every continent or something should have a different style. So, or you can choose what style of like stuff you want.
Yeah.
Then again, this is just the first version, and there's going to be another version.
Yeah, but maybe Japan, like on the E3 tech demo of not the E3 or whatever it was when we found out about the channels. Did you see when she was on the world? It wasn't real satellite images like ours is. It was more of a cartoony style, or at least it sent like that to me. And maybe that's because she was using a Japanese Wii. They have a more cartoony globe than we do. Like we've got a proper one. But
okay, how about this, right? Right, you got your points on your Wii Virtual Console, and you have a list of like the upcoming games in the next month, right? And you can tick the ones you want, and it downloads it automatically. Imagine that.
You see that's
while you're asleep, and then it just tells you when it's up, or it just appears in your tab.
We should be on the Wii team making stuff, because our brains are a lot more efficient than what they're doing at the moment. Seriously, it is outers.
Yeah, I suppose
it's so outers.
Japan are told what they're getting for the Virtual Console up to a month in advance, you know, and they're given dates. Whereas it's just like for the first time in January, they're like, oh yeah, these are 3 big games coming to the Virtual Console, or 2 this year. In the first 3 months. It's like, oh look, Nintendo.co.uk. Oh, Mario Kart's out. You know, it's just a bit. I don't know why they can't tell us a bit before, because I think they might make more money, because you'd go out and buy the Wii points before it comes out, whereas it's more difficult to buy them when it's out. You know, you can't get it as quickly.
And also, I think like that's another thing they could use the Wii for. Like Manny said, you know, the Wii actually alerting you to any, or maybe you could tick certain genres. So if you like racing games, any Virtual Console games that came out that were racing, it would alert you, you know, saying, oh, this game's out. Do you want to download it now? That's
what I meant. It's like an Apple widget. So say like you could also tick like what news you want, technology, and like you could choose free, maybe like technology, business, or something. When you click on news channel, they're always on the front, you know, and they're the ones you can always read. If you want to download others, then you go into the news channel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't remember
Makes
where.
sense.
I think I saw it on Dig a moment ago. That the article though that it was linked to wasn't the right article, but it said that Nintendo still aren't giving third-party developers the tools to create online games, which just seems to me ridiculous.
That's ludicrous.
I'll check again, but it was the Top Dog story. I don't know if the link's broken since then, but the link led somewhere else. I'll look again.
Okay, well, while Tom's doing that,
that's madness. But having said that, Nintendo's philosophy is more about bringing us together and not bringing. I know we live in a connected world where we don't have to see each other like physically, and we can, like we're doing now. This all wouldn't exist if we didn't have the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that they're trying to push that. We want people to come around to your house and sit down and play it, but I can't meet up with you and Tom every week to play games. It's just
exactly.
impossible. And I want to.
I mean, that's the good thing about the Xbox. Nearly every game is online, so no matter what game you get, there is going to be some online functionality for it. And I think, well, why can't they do that with the Wii?
Yeah, and it's not like people can't come around your house and play with you as well.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Wait, sorry,
Yeah.
It was right, but there was only one sentence. Sorry, in the article it says it seems that Nintendo is only. It seems that Nintendo is content to keep online for their games only for now. And they're saying don't blame the publisher if the game isn't online, because Nintendo aren't giving them out the stuff, which just seems silly to me.
That is ridiculous. That's just. Nintendo
But
may
basically,
be great,
one of the reasons is, the way I gather it, is that the online on Xbox 360 is that like they set up the online thing, and Microsoft, they set up the servers themselves, right? And then they let the third parties use them like that. Whereas with like PS Online and Wii Online, the developers have to create their own. The publishers and developers have to make their own server and maintain it themselves. That's why people can't be asked, really. They're making money. They don't need to make online.
Yeah, but if you think, listen, Microsoft have one hell of a lot more money than either, because surely Microsoft's got more money than Sony.
Oh, yes,
even.
yeah, Microsoft is huge.
Exactly. So
Sony is hemorrhaging money at the moment.
Oh yeah, their shares are down 5-point-something%, which, for people who don't know or think it sounds small, that is huge for the amount of money they have. That's
also, I told Ben this. I don't know if Tom knows this, but on the HMV their online store, if you pre-order a PSP, you have to get pre-order a PS3. You only can get it if you buy a PSP as well.
So you end up spending like
£625
Yeah,
with
yeah.
no games. 2 PSP games and no PS3 game.
Which, why? I mean, why
Can't
are they
believe
doing
they're
that? I mean, is it to get more money for Sony or something? Or?
It's obviously a stunt by Sony, isn't it, to shift their PSPs and make profit off the PSP, which they can't get back on the PS3.
Oh God!
It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, what we were saying last episode, how Sony like made video games what they are today, but they're also sort of failing now.
I don't think
But
they ever did, to be honest.
Well, no, they made them popular. If you want to put it that way, they made them more. I think Manny said acceptable. You know, like if it wasn't
acceptable, yeah.
If it wasn't for the PlayStation, you wouldn't get chavs playing Need for Speed and stuff on their PlayStation 2s, would you? You know. Yeah.
It's the whole third console rule, I think. Your first console, you want to get into the market. You want support. You know, you're not just looking to make money. You want to make a user base, like Xbox did with the first Xbox, like Nintendo did with the NES, right? And then the second console, your first one has been successful. So with your second one, you decide to just continue that and just further improve what you had before. And by the time you get to the third one, because you're still successful, you think, fuck it, I can do anything. And you know, anyone will buy my system, and I can I can use cartridges instead of CDs, and I can put Blu-ray onto my system, and people will buy it. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's arrogance. They're being very arrogant, Sony, and I think it's going to hurt them in the long run.
But I suppose that's good for us because it sort of means, you know.
Yeah, it does. It's good. But I like Nintendo being the underdog. I don't want them to be number one because I know they'll just go arrogant again. All companies are like that. It just happens.
I feel, I don't know, like it sounds stupid, but Nintendo are like a family company. Not just because they produce childish games or what people call childish games.
Oh, Tom, no,
what people call childish games.
Yeah.
It just seems that they certainly do have a family feel to them. And when you watch E3, when we saw E3, I remember we all watched it at the same time. There was no competition in the terms of who gave the best speech. You know, I think they're good, they're the best, and they certainly, I don't know if they would risk it. They're going to sell the most consoles. The Wii is going to outsell all of the third generation, or seventh. This is actually the 7th video game generation consoles. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I had 2 friends come over to my house today, and like we were going to go uni and stuff, and then we couldn't be bothered and just played Wii. But anyway, we played Wii, and they loved it, and they both want one as well. Everyone, I think everyone who's come in contact wants it. My aunt wants one. My sister wants one. She keeps asking me when they're going to be back in stock, and I'm like, I'm not really sure. March maybe.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Everyone comes around, I'm saying, and they're like, well, how much is it then? As if it's going to be a lot because it's got all this technology and stuff in it. And I'm like, oh, it's only 180 quid. And they're like, what? and then...
Yeah, they were surprised by the price. They don't, like, my brother-in-law's it's not even an issue. He's just like, yeah, I just want one. Just get one.
Yeah. I know, anyone I know, because in my class, when anyone who talks about the Wii, when we were talking about the Wii, me and a couple of my mates, so everyone was like, oh, nerds, it's going to be rubbish, it looks rubbish, it's going to be, sorry, I need to all that. It's going to be shocking, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be awful, it's rubbish, get PS3. And then I was just like, right, well, you wait and see. And then one of the guys, I didn't think he was the sort of guy to think that, but he certainly, he got one, and he had most his mates with quite a lot of those guys, and all of them have played it. Are just like, wow, it's amazing, and everyone I know who's played one wants one, and more people in the school, more and more people are getting Wiis, and they're still out of stock everywhere. And you know, the game got some in this week, and they were all gone within the day. You know, it's certainly got hype, and I think it's going to be a console that everybody wants who's played it.
This is the funny thing, because we were saying that we weren't sure how successful the console would be because you couldn't exactly take it around like town or to your friend's house and show them like the DS. Remember we said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And it just hasn't been an issue, has it really?
No, it's just been awesome, really. And when I've had someone round to play it for the first time, like my mate Leon, he's been waiting for his for ages and still hasn't got it. You know, he pre-ordered a bit too late or whatever, and his was meant to come last week, but it didn't. You know, he loved it, and so I don't know. I think they've given out enough stock so that people who want one will probably know someone who's got one and can go and play it somewhere. It's just it's just awesome, really.
The people who I've seen playing it, like, I've never seen them be that happy in all the time that I've known them. they just smile and laugh so much when they're playing.
I don't know if I ruined the experience for myself a bit. When Nintendo went on tour before the Wii came out, I think I played it 2 weeks before it came out. I played it at Bluewater Shopping Centre, and for those who don't know, it's a big shopping centre in South East. And I don't know, I couldn't stop smiling when I was playing. The controller was tiny, everything was so much smaller than I had expected and seen.
But Tom, I do get what you mean by you ruined the experience, because I can remember on the Friday the 8th, I rung, Marty was on Skype, and I rung her up, and then I got away. I was, oh my god, look at the controller, it's so small. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my god. And then I saw the Wii was so small, and then I turned it on, I was like, god, this is way too sensitive for me. But then over time you sort of just, you know, you get used to it, and
because certainly when I played, I was, you know the first time, because the first time you play, you're just actually in awe of it and how amazing it is, etc. And it's just so fun, and you can't stop smiling, and you're laughing as you play, and you know, you've never really had that with a game before, where you're laughing at how you're playing and how fun it is. And I don't know, it sort of did, I don't know, brought down the excitement on launch day a bit when I played Wii Sports. You know, I didn't find it so amazing because I'd already played it, but I don't know, I still would have every time played it, and you know, I would never have passed down the opportunity to play it a couple of weeks early. I was just so excited at that point. I played Wii Sports. I mean, it was good.
I was really ill that week. I don't know if you remember, Ben.
Oh yeah.
I was more ill than I've ever been in my whole life.
Carry on.
Like, I still went out midnight and got my Wii with my friend, and we came back to his house and we had 2 TVs set up and we started playing it, and for like 4 or 5 hours I completely forgot I was ill.
Yeah, you were really ill. I remember I
just completely forgot. I wasn't coughing, I wasn't sneezing, nothing. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, that's
and then I was ill again after 6 hours.
It's just like, it's like the blue ray just sort of emanates these weird healing powers, and you're just like playing there. Even though, and that was like the second thing. Although I wasn't so like surprised about this, but the blue light wasn't on all the time.
Yeah, that surprised me. Although it had been rumoured, hadn't it? And when I went to play, it wasn't on, and I was thinking that's odd, but it could just be.
Although now I am glad it isn't on all the time, because I can see it getting annoying.
I can understand it too getting annoying, because then it's not so special. You won't know you've got some new content like easily. And I love the way it pulses, and like that was unexpected.
It's like telling you, come here and turn me on. But you don't want to do it because you love that light, and you just. I
actually watched it for about you just get your eyes get stuck on it, and you always know like how long it's going to take to just do the pulse and stuff.
my whole room, like I'm lying in bed and I look round and it goes. I see the light come on, and I'm like, oh my god, I got something. I know can't get up. I can't be bothered to get up and turn it on, but for that whole night, my room just goes blue and then black.
Yeah.
And then blue. And then
I remember, Manny.
And I can see it under my eyelids when I'm sleeping.
What I was going to say, Manny, but I lagged out, so I didn't get a chance to say it. I remember when you were ill that week, because it was on the morning of the Wii, you'd gone for midnight launch. I woke up ridiculously early. I think was it 4:30?
My god, you called me at like so early.
It was like 4:30, and I was just like, Manny, I've just woken up. How's Zelda? And he's like, oh, it's amazing. I'm like, are you at the first dungeon yet? He's like, no. And I'm like, what the hell? He goes, it's really long. And I was just like, wow. And then we were just talking about it for about 5-10 minutes. And I was just like, I'm going to play some Majora's Mask now. And this is about 4:40 now. I just couldn't get back to sleep when I woke up. And I don't know. It's not like when I went to bed, I was excited. But I just woke up and I was just so wide awake. And I was just like, right, I'm phoning Manny.
Yeah, but it was one of the best days for me. Right, after I've said this, we'll move on to a main discussion, because but it was one of the best days for me because I didn't just have the Wii, I had a school trip as well. So, and it worked out perfectly because I went to the school trip and it was only from like 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and it was like a roller skating thing and all this. So I get back at 12, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to go to the hospital now. That's what I tell the school. Because I didn't really. I went home, and I'm like, oh my god, and and you just don't get that every day, do you? You don't get that feeling. I think the next big thing is going to be Harry Potter 7.
Well, yeah, we're going to have a tiny discussion on this, because...
we're going to have a special Harry Potter podcast.
I think it deserves its own. We might have to start one. I'm just so excited. I'm depressed. It's just too soon. It's all going to be over.
You see,
for people like me, and I know someone else we know called Ree, God, it's just too soon. It's all going to be over. Like, one of the biggest things in our lives for 10 years. Just gone. So soon.
Yeah, I just didn't think about that. Oh my god, you just
I'm so sorry, Manny. Wait, what is it? It's 169 days. And I was just like, oh my god, it's too soon. Oh.
And just think how fast that last month has gone in January.
January has
just
been so quick. It's unbelievable.
It's like, whoa, and we're already in February. And it's going to be like, whoa, again and again and again. And then it's going to hit.
It's going to be 08 before we know it.
Yeah, I've only got a week left of school before the end of half term. And it's just like,
I'm like, what the hell?
What I've done in the last 6 weeks. It's
exactly,
terrifying.
Yeah, me too. Oh.
And if it all goes that fast, it's just going to be I'm not Zelda, I've been used to counting down to that. Harry Potter just... I'm
not excited about it now. And I think I'm kind of happy. I listen to this great podcast called Mugglecast.
I'll also plug Pottercast, the Leaky Cauldrons one as well, because Sue commented on my MySpace.
Tom's happy about that. But yeah, I listen to that, and it's good. They have really in-depth discussions about some of the stuff on there, and yeah, that's all good. But now, when we get to book 7, half the stuff they've talked about is obviously going to be true, because JKR isn't that amazing. She can't, baffle every single so maybe some of the stuff they said, or most of the stuff they said, is going to be true, and the only difference is we're going to be reading it using her words. So maybe some of the theories they've said will be exactly the same, and it's just going to not be as revelating. Or it might be cool because you'll be reading it and be like, oh my god, they actually said that.
I know.
And it's in this book.
What I find annoying is when I listen to Mugglecast, I know this is going off topic, we'll have to bring it on topic soon again, so you can skip forward a bit if you're getting bored of this, but I find that, I don't know if you guys feel it as well, as listeners to our podcast, you think, when we're discussing upcoming games and things, you think, no, say this, come on, someone's got to say it, it's so obvious, it's what everyone thinks, it's what I think. I just sit there thinking that, and then usually one of them just says it, and they all agree, and it's just like, oh, thank God. Otherwise I'd have to phone in, if they've got a phone line, I would have had to phone in and leave my message.
But the thing is, I sent them this really, really cool idea. Right, okay, if you don't like Harry Potter, tough luck, because we've got to tell Tom this right now. Okay, so, you know the mirrors that Harry and Sirius had? Remember them? Yeah, well, assuming, let's just say that, did they actually communicate with them?
They never used them, and she said that Sirius did not have his when he went through the veil, and Harry smashed his, but he could easily repair that.
Okay, yeah, should have. Okay,
I actually listened to that episode. Don't listen to it much, but yeah, I did hear that episode.
Okay, so I was thinking, well, let's just say that Harry did ring Sirius, or whatever, buzz Sirius, or whatever. How would Sirius know that the communicating mirror was ringing?
It might not ring. I don't know, we don't know enough about it, but she said it will play a part. Sorry, not pay a part, play a part.
But how? I mean, I sent an email. What would happen? Would it ring? Would it vibrate? Would it, send a message to his mind? How would the person know that...
It would go blue and it would flash.
But it's in his pocket. How's he meant to know it's going blue and flashing?
I'm not sure. Maybe...
That's just something I wish they'd played that on the show, because
I think they'd organise
really
its use, if you know what I mean. I don't think it's something you just... I don't know, perhaps it'd be I'm going to go on the mirror at this time, be there. Or
like the fire.
Each other in detentions, they said. I think they had it for. But Sirius and James.
Maybe it's something that would be addressed in the film, and they'll show it in the film.
I think it's not going to involve Sirius, no matter what people think. The mirror will come in handy, but it won't be involved with Sirius, I don't think. Sirius is dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think...
So is Dumbledore.
We can move on. We might have to have a Harry Potter podcast leeching off our bandwidth sometime.
We'll call it Gillywiids.
Gillyweed! Yeah. Oh, you are... Manny, that's going to be the name of this episode.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's it. Gillywiids is our new leech off the bandwidth Harry Potter podcast. Stay tuned. Okay, so moving on. Main discussion. We're sorry we've already 30-minute show. We haven't even started yet, but it's been good. Okay, so the main discussion is poor old DS getting left out, and basically we're going to be talking about some of the great games that are coming out soon, such as Elite Beat Agents, Hotel Dusk, Diddy Kong Racing, and many more. So first of all, Elite Beat Agents. Me and Manny are like, we love this game, don't we, Manny? It's just
Right, I introduced you to the Japanese one.
Yeah,
first. And you did you like that or not?
Well, I never actually played it until after I played Elite Beat. But no, I didn't really like the Japanese one, plainly for the fact because I didn't know the songs. I find it more fun playing through a song you know, and you're actually playing a song, you know. It's like,
Yeah, I totally agree with you now. Now I've played Elite Beat Agents. At first, Elite Beat Agents doesn't seem that great. That's why I said to you that I thought Osu Tataki Uendan, which is the Japanese version, was better. But then, as the game adds more beats and more instruments to what you're supposed to do, and the interaction of it, it just gets better and better and better. And I really think that everyone should go out and buy this game when it comes out, because it's just so good.
Yeah, and a lot of people on the forums have been talking about this, and they've been saying that they can't do it. They find it too hard. And at first I was like, what the hell? How do you expect me to tap this? I'm on hard mode now, and now I'm saying, how the hell do you expect me to tap this? And I go back to easy, and I find that even more difficult because it's not to the beat as such. I mean, on the first level, it's like, he's fat and he don't run, tap, and he's faster than me, dun dun dun, tap. It's so basic, it's so boring. Whereas
it's like you're a metronome.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Whereas later on, it's like, he's da da da, and you keep tapping, tap, and it's a lot more.
Later on, it gets insane where there's double beats on one number.
Oh, that's simple. Wait until
no,
you get
it gets triple beats. It's
yeah, but that's nothing, Manny. Trust me.
It's nuts. I do love it. You should also check out any footage on YouTube or whatever as you can.
But the footage really doesn't. I mean,
the footage one, yeah.
It doesn't show what this game can do. I mean,
you should make a video, Ben, put it on YouTube, and then the viewers can.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, seriously, this game is just. I think it's the best game of. Well, I got it in 2006, obviously, because me and Manny both use supercards. We are allowed to say that because we know who says we're not allowed. And we both downloaded it and got it. Tom doesn't, I know it. We both got it from America, downloaded it then, and I think it's the best game of 2006 for the DS anyway.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's. I don't. The sad thing is, Ben, it didn't really do very well in America.
Really?
And that is why Nintendo are not pushing it in Europe.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, it is very sad because there was a whole blanket advertising campaign in America and stuff, and they proper pushed it, and it just didn't do well at all.
I know this is probably really untrue, but to me, Americans don't seem as in tune with music as us Brits do. Is that completely not true,
I don't know.
It just.
The problem, I don't know, English bands, when they go out to America, or bands that aren't American, rarely make it big, in America.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, if I'm talking to an American person, and I'm like, oh, do you like this type of music? And he's like, no, and it's just, they don't seem as, we've got, metal and rock and emo and chav and techno, and we've got all these different types of music, and you've got all these little groups that'll listen to them. Whereas in America, it just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't been over there or whatever. It just doesn't seem as.
I don't know. I don't think they're very much fans of making fools of themselves as well.
What do you mean?
In with Elite Beat Agents, you look at that game and people would think it's stupid and silly and what do you call it? Very unmanly. I'll say that because guys always like, oh yeah, we need to have a game with guns, grenades, and rocket launchers, and blah blah, and a guy with a helmet on.
Trust me, this game is about.
Last year's a girl, but anyway.
This game is about as manly as you can get. I mean, if you were on the hard rock stage, the last difficulty, you've got to be a man to do the last. It's just that is insane. That is really mental. Seriously, it's just like whoa.
It is nuts. It goes pretty crazy. But the thing is, like, your mind somehow does it. You think, oh, I can't do this.
Well, it's
and then
because
it's so good.
it's because you move. It's like in the earlier stages, you don't move with the. Like, I actually find myself, my hand sort of dances to the music. It isn't just tapping the beats. You know, you sort of, and your feet are tapping, and you're singing the songs because you know the songs, which makes it easier. And you know, you're just there, bang, 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 and your wrists just flowing, and it's such a
Exactly,
great feeling.
that is it. You flow. You go into the zone.
Yeah, you get
You
there.
actually go into a zone. It's just pretty insane. It's like for people who've played Monkey Ball, like when you're doing a really hard level on Monkey Ball, and you go a bit further and then you die, and you go a bit further in the same puzzle, you die, and then eventually you get right near the end and then you die. But then when you do it for that last moment, you just get in the zone and you do all those little bits like flawlessly, and you complete the level.
And what I found with Elite Beat Agents is you'll be stuck on a certain part, and then you'll get that part, and then you'll just wipe the stage. It'll be like there'll be just that one little bit that is completely owning you, and once you've done that, it's just like clockwork. And I've got through a load of hard stages without missing a single beat, simply because it's just so flowing and flawless.
Yeah, the songs are really good as well, and I really think that. Well, I hope that another reason is that it's not come here yet is because we're going to get British songs.
That's untrue.
Which would be pretty cool because then we have another game to play.
But but a lot of those songs are pretty popular over here. I mean, I've heard of about, out of the 18 that are on there, I've heard of about 16. They're about 2 hours now.
Yeah, they are. But the same thing can be said with Donkey Konga. We still got British songs, don't we? For our one.
What, Donkey Konga actually had songs?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Nintendo.
Donkey Konga's a rhythm action game.
Yeah, but I thought it was just Nintendo beats.
No. It had actual songs. It had like Queen and Michael Jackson and
Oh, nice.
Minogue.
I might have to get that actually because
yeah, I think you might like that, Ben. But I've played a couple of rhythm action games, but I think this one just beats them all.
Yeah.
And I really we've been talking about this for a while. I know we don't want to talk about Wii again, but it has to come on the Wii. Please make a dancing game.
Yeah, Manny. On WarioWare, on that boss stage for the little, what is it, Baby Mario or Mini Baby Mario, Baby Wario, whatever it is. Yeah, where you have to actually dance, and it's not just the parts where you have to actually hit the, where it flashes when you do that move. You have to do it all the time because otherwise it sort of knows that you're not doing it.
It knows you're cheating. But imagine this. Imagine if they do the split screen version, right? And on one side you had one person, on the other side you had the other person, and the music would start and someone would do a dance, and then it'd be and it would be passed on to the other person. The other person would have to do a dance as well. Do you know what I mean? Versus each other, winding up each other. Like they do in urban kind of hip hop things like that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, but definitely, I think this game is definitely one for getting. You should go pick it up.
It's definitely a big title, even though Nintendo aren't pushing it. It's almost like how Hotel Dusk, which we're going to move on to in a minute.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of it.
Hotel Dusk in America. Hotel Dusk in America has not been pushed at all. Nintendo are not pushing it at all. But because this is the way I see it. This game is it's half book, half game. Would you say that, Ben?
Yeah,
it's almost like a novel. And journalists, they love writing and reading literature, blah blah blah. Yeah. So that game is going to have a bigger impact on them than a game like a rhythm action game or a first-person shooter. That's why it's resonating so well in the media, and that's going to transduce to the reviews that they give it, which is in turn going to affect our our probability of buying it.
Yeah, definitely. So on to Hotel Dusk. What did you have to say before I move on?
Oh, that I hadn't seen these two games because I don't have a supercard. I don't get any games from the US, but apart from the ones I import, but that's only rarely. They it's you guys make them sound so good. It's intriguing, and I want to hear more about Hotel Dusk too. The name just sounds awesome.
Oh, we're going to talk about it now. Right. I'm just going to say, when I first started up Hotel Dusk, I didn't expect it to be like it was. Listen to this. And that is my ringtone. Yeah,
that is hardcore. That is absolutely hardcore.
That's the hardcore, yeah. Okay, right. Where was I? Oh, it's completely...
When you first started Hotel Dusk.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't expect it to be like it was. like, I thought you'd be going around lots of different places, gathering evidence and stuff like that. But as far as I've seen, the entire game happens in the hotel. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I was expecting that as well. I thought the hotel would be part of it, but not the main part.
Yeah, like, it's such a strange game, and then you go in and you don't really know much about the story, and you get like flashbacks from the main character, and then later on you get more flashbacks and more parts to that flashback, and eventually you see what happens, and he's got such a gripping storyline. The only like bad thing I can say about it at the moment is that sometimes it's too slow. Like the conversation really is not to the point. Like you've got too much. Yeah,
sometimes it can go on a bit and you're like, what is it talking about?
I think if they made one for the Wii with really sharp visuals and stuff, they could have possible voice acting. Do you think that? I think that'd make the game. That's just me.
No, I just think it's written very well. I don't like any voice acting because for me, I think voice acting is very overrated.
Well, no, yeah, but on a game where like the entire game is speaking, surely. Voice acting's gonna. Well, that's just me,
Maybe, but I think what would make it better if they had a bit more music, a bit more variety in the music, because.
Yeah, and.
It's very film noir-esque. I do like it, and this is quite weird in a game. It shows how different it is. I don't like the main character.
You don't like him?
I think he's a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, but
the way he speaks to people sometimes is just so crude and. Very cold.
No, but Manny, that's only because you make him speak like that. You can choose how he speaks. Remember, like you get to choose.
Yeah, but not all the time. Not all the time you choose how he speaks.
Well, I do. I always make him kind of nice to people.
You made that girl cry on the stairs, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I got game over.
And
and that's right. That's a warning. If you've not started playing this game or haven't bought it or whatever, you meet a girl on the stairs. Do not make her cry, else it's game over. Just a small. Yeah.
Yes. Don't keep pointing the finger, basically. That's a hint.
Which kind of pissed me off. Because, I didn't expect it at all. It's not like on Mario where if you fall down you know you're going to die or you hit an enemy. It kind of hit me and...
Exactly, the same thing happened to me when I was talking to Louis I was talking to someone about something and I shouldn't have told Louis something, I don't know what it was, and it was like, oh, so what are you doing here? And it was like, I don't know. And then it was like, here you better leave, and it was like, okay, and it was like game over, and you see him leave the hotel, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I had to you have to redo that section again and think about what answers you give people.
And most of the time it doesn't happen. I mean, it's not like around every corner there's going to be a game over possibility. But
no, it's not. It's far from that.
I mean, I think I've had 2 game overs. And it's because you don't think. I mean, you think that if you're going to boss this little kid around, she's not going to tell her dad, which in turn will tell the manager, which in turn will get you kicked out, or... Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. There's a whole chain of events that can happen, which you don't realise. You do a little thing and it will set off a whole
And like, I told the manager,
chain.
I was like snooping around his office, obviously not thinking anything would come of it, and he's like, what, you snooping around my office? Game over.
Get out.
Yeah,
out
exactly.
There,
I'm like, what? No. That's Outers.
But yeah, the visual style is very striking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Drawn in like a sketch,
but
just like black and white sketches.
But
the characters are drawn in black and white sketches, but the background is like 3D.
Yeah, it's weird.
Explain to them how you hold the DS.
Yeah, right. So basically like brain training. You hold it on its side like a book, and I think it's done so much better because it's like that, because you can have the full portrait length of the characters. Because you only see it from the shoulders up sort of thing. That's a good point. It makes the game better to play, and I like how you got a notebook. Like you've got its own little personal notebook, and if you want to write something down, you can do. There's nothing like to stop you, and you've got 3 pages that you can write in, and you find these numbers all over the hotel that you can like write down, and then you have to add all 7 up, and when you've got that, you take them somewhere and get some money or something, don't you?
Yeah, but the touchscreen, like that on the touchscreen, there's a map, an overhead map.
Oh yeah.
And your character's a little triangle, and you move this little triangle around the hotel, and on the right screen you see a 3D like first person view.
Oh no, Manny, listen, no, that's wrong, because for right-handed people it's on the left screen. On the top screen.
I didn't say left screen. I just said touch screen.
No, you said right screen. You said right screen.
Oh, I meant
Doesn't
to
matter,
say
doesn't
right
matter.
screen. Because my DS is different. Yeah.
Yeah, so on the top screen, if you turn it on its side, it's always on the. Well, I'm assuming it's.
Just
yeah.
like just say non-touchable.
Yeah, that's it. We can go. Money, 3D.
Yeah. It's like it's 3D first person view. So like if you walk past like a vase or something on the map, you look on the other screen and you'll see that vase in 3D model, and you can go up to like little areas and explore. So if there's like a seating area, you can go up to it, and then on the touch screen a little magnifying glass appears, and you click on that magnifying glass, and on the right screen you have like, how can I explain this? It's like a still. It's 3D, but it's still. But then you can pan. There's like a little slider at the bottom, and you can pan around. So you can like see a TV, and then you can pan it to the left, and you see the left side of the TV, and you might see a sticker on it or something that will be of importance.
Yeah.
Also, you have a little notebook, and you can note things down.
I've already said that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, but you can access it at that point, like whenever.
You can access it whenever you like. That's the good thing. It seems that like on Phoenix Wright, it's very linear. If you do something wrong,
you can also save whenever you want, which is important in DS games.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to I've been playing Phoenix Wright. I don't know if I'm going to go back to it now. Phoenix Wright 2 after starting Hotel Dusk.
I mean,
it just seems so.
Phoenix Wright is a good game, but it's too like I said, it's too linear, and there's not enough. It gets a bit repetitive after a while, and the thing I don't like the exploring bits in Phoenix Wright. The courtroom bits for me, I think should be presented
courtroom
with
bits are the best. That's what it should be.
You should be presented with all the evidence, and then you get like time to make a case, like work out what's what and all that, and then you press go, and then you go into the courtroom and you fight. You fight your case. I think that's a lot more intriguing than going around and getting evidence and talking to people, and it's such a bore. Yeah?
It gets a bit strange, doesn't it, in Phoenix Wright 2, where you get this like thing called the Magatama.
What? I never even played.
You get this rock, and it helps you see through people's thoughts. So like, you might go up to someone called I don't know, Mary or something, and you go to talk to her, and she says, "Oh, I've got nothing to hide," and then you use that rock, and then it shows that she has something to hide, and this lock will appear on the screen, and these chains will go across her. So basically, it tells you that she's got something hidden inside her, and you have to somehow get it out.
That kind of ruins the whole. Like,
it's gone a bit strange, but it is a port of a Game Boy one, isn't it?
And it's also a Japanese game, so that kind of entitles it to be strange, but you know.
Be better. It just seems too similar to the first one for me.
But yeah, I mean, let's not talk about it. Hotel Dusk, again, definitely a game. Well, if you can be bothered to read it, if you like reading, if you like stories, if you like detective thrillers like CSI and stuff like that, then
if you liked Two Memories, I think it was called.
Yeah,
I hated that.
The DS's launch. It's made by the same people. I think they're called Sing, C-I-N-G. But yeah, there's not many cutscenes or anything, is there? But at the beginning there's one cutscene, and it's really well done. Like the way they spread it across two screens.
What?
Hello? Someone Skype out?
Yeah, Tom dropped out. I'm gonna conference him back in. Carry on. Okay. What do you mean it's across two screens?
It's like the way they done it is like they made both even though you're holding it vertically, you still see like this. If someone's holding a gun, you see their arms stretch through both screens.
Yeah.
In the cutscene, and it's really well done. I'm a bit pissed off that there isn't more like that in the game. But
I think
is really good.
There should be like games where it's done like a comic book. Like
I was thinking, why
listen,
can't they?
I got a good example on 24, where you might have one part where there's Jack in the car driving, and then he presses his phone, and on another part you get to see, like
Oh my god! Could you imagine 24 on a DS? It would be so good.
Like the game, you mean?
Yeah, 24 the game.
But with sketched out characters instead of 3D models. It looks
and to defuse a bomb, you'd have to use the touch screen and stuff.
Yeah. And then
the microphone, you could be like, stop, and they'll stop, like surrender and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, that would be so good. We'll talk about that another day.
But yeah, Hotel Dusk, round it off. Definitely a game you should get if there are all the reasons we've just said. So yeah. Diddy Kong Racing. Well, me and Manny have just got this game, haven't we? And Yeah, it's good.
That is it. It's like a half-ass attempt.
But it's like, I can't be bothered because it's just a kart game. There's nothing special about it. It hasn't gripped me. I mean, Mario Kart
it's just
gripped me.
If you played the N64 one, then you will be a tad disappointed with this one. But the nostalgia of it would just seep through. You would love playing with those tracks again and stuff. And it's good there's an online mode and there's no stupid snaking.
Yeah.
Totally a good thing. Me and Ben need to play a bit more online. We're going to get some more people to play with.
Yeah, that person I was telling you about on the forums earlier, he's got it, so I'm going to get him involved.
Cool, we can do it maybe tonight, if you can.
Yeah, if he's online, we'll see.
Yeah. There's 3 different vehicles. There's hovercraft, plane,
and
car. The car just handles like a normal kart race, so, you can drift and stuff. The hovercraft is, how would you explain? It's quite sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it
really slides. It's like a car on ice.
Yeah.
Almost. And the plane, just up is down, down is up. It flies like a normal plane. And also, before each, I don't like the way it seems like they shoehorned it into the DS. The touchscreen stuff and the blowing.
I think that should be optional, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, so do I.
Because, yeah. I mean, okay, the one we have to blow. That is a good idea. That is pretty.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
On the other two, you have to spin it. Like if you want to, you have to right. Okay, let's try again. At the start of the race, you can accelerate, like you can on most games, and the better you do it, the better you get acceleration. So on Mario Kart, you have to press accelerate on certain parts of the countdown.
And it goes 3, 2, 1, and you hit it and it goes go.
Yeah. Well, on this, with the car, you have to drag down on the wheel on the bottom screen to spin the wheel faster and faster and faster, and you get a bar at the side that goes up. On the plane, you have to spin the propeller faster and faster and faster. On the hovercraft, you have to blow, which is a nice idea, and obviously it goes faster. The car is probably the most hard, most difficult to do. And the plane.
The funny thing is, I don't really see how this gets past all the tests and goes into production, because who has a stylus in their hand while they're playing Mario Kart?
You use your finger.
DS. You can use your finger, but I mean, it doesn't work really well.
No, you use your fingernail. That's what I do.
Yeah, your fingernail or whatever. Some people don't want to use that on their screens.
Well, I suppose, but
I think it's a really big hindsight.
Yeah, I think really. Yeah, like you said, they just sort of tried to force some DS features on there, and then.
Yeah, like the touchscreen. Okay, in the 64 version, you would do a race. Like I explained last week, you do a race and then you do you do the next one and so on till you get to the boss. You do the boss, and then once you do the boss, on the N64 one, this is the N64 one, not the DS one, a silver coin challenge would come up. And in this one, you'd have to do all those races again, still come first, but collect 8 silver coins which are scattered about on the track. Right?
Yeah, awesome.
But on this DS one, they've done this stupid thing where you're on a carpet and you have to just tap the screen and tap these balloons as you go across the track, and it just seemed really really cheap, to be honest.
Alright,
I know you liked it a bit, Ben. And you have to drag the coins. That was stupid, dragging the coins in the bag.
Okay, they're pretty fun, okay, but okay, and then there was that stupid touchscreen boss. That was complete.
Oh my god, I think that's game ruining stuff.
That's just like.
That was game ruining.
Oh
stuff.
Jesus!
Did you need to do it?
What do you mean? Do you need to do it?
I don't think it's like a requirement of getting an amulet
no.
or anything.
But no, it was alright. Basically, what you do, you have to do all this with the touchscreen. You have to draw the path you want to take on the touchscreen. But apart from, you don't just draw the path and your car goes along the path. You have to accelerate using this stupid little wheel in the corner, and you have to do this and that. And oh no, I can't even. No, it's making me feel sick.
Yeah, it was really stupid.
It's ridiculous.
I think it hasn't really got much hype, this game. Nintendo haven't really hyped it up much.
We were really excited about it, weren't we? But
we are excited about it because we know the legacy of Rare, and we want Rare still to make good games, and they haven't been doing so for a while. Unless you count Viva Pinata, which flopped on Xbox 360, but was critically acclaimed.
I think that Viva Pinata would have much better suited the Wii. To be honest, I really do, because it's that type of game, isn't it? It's that type of Nintendo game.
I think Viva Pinata would have been better on DS.
DS or Wii or both, and have some connectivity.
Awesome.
Is it good? Is it a good game?
Well, from what I've read and from what I've seen, it looks I mean, it's a bit like it's all right. You have this garden, and basically you have to like grow stuff, and then these little animals come in called pinatas, and they're basically like pinatas. And at first, when they come in, they're black and white, and you have to fulfill certain requirements to get them to stay in your garden, and then they'll start like mating, and you get different species, and you get like a food chain starting to appear as you get like predators coming in and trying to eat you.
And you have to make sacrifices. So, like, say you want this other pinata that's on the outskirts, and you want them to come in, but they eat the one that you really like. You have to decide whether you want that one you really like to carry on living, and sacrifice the other pinata, or that pinata will come in and devour your.
And also, like there's a whole customization aspect, because you can grow your own garden. You choose where to grow the trees, you choose where to grow the flowers and stuff like that. But it just on Xbox 360 to me is just a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
That's all that seems to come out on it now.
From what I hear, like the whole idea was they were going to have a lot of downloads, digital download stuff going on for it, and I think because of the sales, it's a shame because the sales didn't do well. Those people that were faithful, and those people that thought this looks like a good game, and they picked it up and they thought, oh, this online thing's going to be implemented and stuff. It's not being implemented now because it just didn't do well enough, unfortunately.
Right, what was it? Microsoft bought Rare out, and Rare went across.
Yeah, Nintendo. Rare made GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Diddy Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, Blast Corps, some of the best games on the Nintendo 64.
Conker, don't forget Conker.
Conker, late in its life, and basically, I think Rare as a company, they decided that, like, some of them were like, we want to make mature content, and half of them were like, no, we don't want to make mature content. So there was trouble in Rare at the time, and eventually most of the people who made GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, they went on to make a company which you may know, called Free Radical, which make the Time Splitter series. And if you've ever played Time Splitters, you definitely know that this is made by people who made GoldenEye, because it practically is GoldenEye and Perfect Dark personified, basically. Not personified, gamified. I don't know. Wait.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, and Nintendo, and then Rare made Star Fox, didn't they, for the GameCube?
Yeah, I know.
And that was the last game that they made. Even though that sold very well, it wasn't very particularly acclaimed at all. And people didn't think that it was too big.
Which one was that? The Star Fox Adventures?
Star Fox Adventures,
I love that game.
It wasn't a bad game. It was a bit of an Ocarina of Time clone.
But no,
I don't know if you played it.
The thing is,
no.
That was the first Star Fox I ever saw. I mean, personally, I don't like the whole spaceship fighting thing. I don't find that enjoyable,
I don't like Star Fox in those ones either. And Adventures, I was like, wow, I really wanted it. It was one of the games that I really, 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 really wanted the GameCube for. And it was a bit of a disappointment. But I think Nintendo saw that Rare was having trouble internally, and they didn't want to make. Some of them didn't want to make games, and some of them didn't. So they just let them go. And they basically, Microsoft. I don't know why Microsoft were. Well, Microsoft didn't know, did they? So they bought a horse that wasn't going to win the race.
Mm.
So Nintendo were pretty happy with the sale, I think.
Yeah, but
to be honest, Microsoft haven't got any of their money back, not at all.
Do you think if
300 something million £?
Listen. Do you think if Banjo-Kazooie 3 or whatever it is, and Viva Pinata and games like this were still on Nintendo consoles, do you think they'd have sold more? I mean,
yeah, I totally do. I think that Microsoft bought a company that wasn't really going to appeal. It's like if Nintendo bought the company that make Unreal, and then all the Unreal Engine games and all that came onto Nintendo Wii. I mean, I don't think would you buy it?
Well, I wouldn't buy Gears of War, no.
No, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't buy Gears of War either. Maybe. I mean, I want to get a 360 in the future, but not for Gears of War. It's going to be for Assassin's Creed, which is made by people who made Prince of Persia, because Prince of Persia's cool.
And what is this Assassin's Creed? You keep going on about it, but I don't.
It's using the Prince of Persia, kind of climbing on walls and buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like in the Crusade era, and you're like a knight, not a knight, but an assassin, and it's in Victorian type times, and you're given a target and you have to assassinate that target. But the thing is, what's intriguing is at E3, when the woman who demoed it, she demoed the game, and then when she found her target and she assassinated him and then started to run away, she got cornered by some knights and they killed her. And when they killed her, the game screen changed and it showed like a visor on someone's head and it said game over and it said accessing genetic memory. So people think that the game isn't going to be all in Victorian times, and they think it's about accessing different
time zones.
Yeah, different time zones and the genetic memory of different people or the same person.
That sounds cool.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah. The thing is, really Xbox 360's got some good games on it, but let's not even talk about it because we're Nintendo. But yeah, we kind of just completely went off topic there, didn't we? From DS to
Xbox Racing. Yeah, it's a good game, but I think, I don't know, if you like kart races, you're really going to like it. I really do think you'll like it, because the courses are really good. The weapon system is very, very good, I think, for a kart game.
Yeah,
there's no luck like Mario Kart, there's more skill.
So, well, I think what we'll do is...
You keep playing it, Ben, because there's a lot more to it than what you're seeing at the moment.
Okay,
I'll get to the water levels and...
I think, right, what we're going to do is, seeing as we've kind of sort of run into the 1 hour stage already, and yeah, we're going to break this into 2 parts. So next week we'll talk about Diamond and Pearl, Wario's Master of Disguise or whatever it is, and maybe another DS game that's going to be big, and then we'll talk about will the DS continue to rise through the ranks. So that's going to be next week's main topic, so I'll be looking forward to that.
Okay.
Alright, onto our online section. The Weekade playtest of the week is 3D Logic, and basically this is like a puzzle game where you have a 3D cube on the screen, and you have to, there's like coloured dots on it, and you have to join the coloured dots up, so there might be 2 purple ones, and then basically you have to work out how to join them up without cutting each other's paths. So if you've got an orange to orange, you can't draw a purple to purple through because it'll cut the orange to orange. Yeah, it's at first it's really easy, but it does get more difficult. So, got some scores for it. Graphics, 8. Nice 3D cube graphics, however, not much variety. Sound, I give it a 4 because there's 3 repeated sound effects. Very annoying. Gameplay, 9, a good solid puzzler. Replayability, 7, some replay value, as you could come back and attempt to do a cube you could not complete beforehand. So that's that. Go check it out on your Wii, on the internet channel, at weekade.com. The website of the week this week is www.metube.com, and it's basically YouTube but specifically for the Wii. It's like a Wii layout sort of thing. Makes it easier to browse, stuff like that. Now we're going to have a little rant, a little debate, a little chat about... We haven't had any fan mail this week, but there have been a lot of feedback, blah blah blah, on the forums. So instead of having some fan mail this week, we're going to talk about some of the feedback we've been receiving on the forums. So first of all, someone said something about, we had a review on iTunes, and it said, yeah, you don't give us the news, you just talk about crap. But what I want to say to this is, our podcast is not for news. I know that's our slogan, but stuff the slogan. Our podcast is basically, we want to simulate some mates who are talking and you're in on the conversation, but you can't talk about it because you're not with us, if that makes sense. So we're talking, and we don't always stay on topic, no, because when you're talking to your friends, you don't talk about Nintendo and keep talking about Nintendo and keep talking, if someone raises Microsoft, you might go on to Microsoft, then you might go on to Apple, you might go on to iPod. That's just how it is, and that's how we are. We don't, if you want a podcast like the one I've just described, where we're always on topic and that, go to another Nintendo podcast, because that isn't us.
If you like games, chances are you're interested in any kind of technology anyway.
Has Tom died or something?
No, it's just that you were talking about the main topic and I didn't know anything about the games because I haven't played them.
So he had a nice sleep. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so what do you reckon to that, Tom?
What about the I gotta agree, because I personally, if you want a completely on topic, completely with secret information, extra news, then we'll get IGN's podcast or something like that. But we're not. It's not like we have secret information. Nintendo don't call us up and give us info, and we just want to discuss it.
Well, me and Tom anyway are like two teenage lads in year 10 at school. We might sound mature and all, but we're just normal people, you know, still enjoying his life. So, you know, get over it.
There's only one person who might be able to get us some kind of juicy news, which is James.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah, that's the thing. It's weird.
work,
It's weird
so-
because it's me and Tom who were like both in year 10. Let's just say
I was going to say that actually.
Yeah.
It's like you two are the young ones, and they're like.
And
old
they're
guys.
both in the 20s. It's weird.
Yeah,
but
so we know all about the retro nostalgia stuff.
we all
Like,
get
what's
on.
that?
But yeah, the second piece of feedback is someone said about, you know, we swear, but not enough to make it like an adult, not enough to make it sound good, but like, and we either shouldn't swear or we should swear a lot.
Sorry, I think that was ridiculous.
Come on then, Manny, voice your opinion.
I think that is ridiculous. How can you even say that? It's like saying to someone, "Oh, yeah," when they talk to you in person, "Oh, please don't swear." Like, but
Yeah,
if you swear,
I
then
don't know. I
swear
think
lots.
perhaps we should try and not swear. I don't know. We don't know the standard age of our audience, so
To be honest, I'm going to be myself, and if I swear or whatever, then you
we
lot
can.
can
Yeah, and
email me and tell me not to swear. If you feel that you don't want me to swear,
yeah, we should do a poll.
like we should have a poll actually. Who minds swearing and who doesn't mind swearing
We'll do a poll on the forums.
on the forums? Yeah.
Yeah. So look, we do appreciate this feedback. We're not just taking the mick out of you. You know.
We don't want to be artificial. We want to be, you know,
Yeah. This is us. This is
raw.
us.
We want to be what. We don't want to sugarcoat anything as well. We tell you stuff how it is, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're not going to be like, "Oh, Nintendo the best, just buy Nintendo stuff, Sony sucks, Xbox sucks." No, we're not like that.
No. Oh, money. Maybe my train of thought's gone careering down a mountain. And hold on, it might be getting a track again. No, it's still careering. I've completely forgot what I was saying. Yeah. So we appreciate feedback as long as it's constructive and it's not just slagging us off, or not just like, "Oh my God, weeds, we worship you, we kiss your feet, we lick your feet, we clean the mud off your dog shitted up boots." No. As long as it's, you know, like someone said, yeah, you don't swear, blah blah blah. Or what was the other one? Someone on the iTunes who left us a dodgy review. But yeah, as long as the feedback's constructive, then we welcome it, even if it is.
Yeah, that's
nasty,
another thing.
You know, it's good.
But like the podcast hasn't got to how it is now without your feedback. I mean, it has. We've been listening to what you've been saying, and we've been taking it on board. But something like the swearing thing, I think.
And
Yeah, it's
can I
okay
ask
to say
that
your
if
opinion
you're
stuff, but
listening,
I don't think it's.
you
gonna
leave us an honest and good review on iTunes, because we've got a couple of negative ones, one of which is absolutely useless. It says something like no
on iTunes, yeah.
and gives us 0, which puts our rate, or no, gives us 1 star. So I don't mind if you give us a bad review, but as long as you've got justified reasons, it's fine.
I mean, someone.
Because
Yeah,
it'll
okay.
help us improve our podcast.
Someone did leave us a review. Yeah, it was the one we just talked about, and they said, "Yeah, you don't give good Nintendo news. If you wanted Nintendo news, this is a good one. This is one to mix. Fair enough, but you're still putting us down. You're not putting out our good bits, and you know our good sides, and that means that people like go on it and they read the reviews and like, oh my God, this is shit. And then you get reviews from Tom Rutland, who's on the podcast. It kind of, you know, it doesn't.
It's like me reviewing Hotel Dusk and going, "Oh, Hotel Dusk,
Yeah.
it's boring," and that's it. I'm not telling you the good part of it. No?
I find it boring because I'm not much of a reader. However, the artwork is good, and maybe the storyline would be gripping if blah
Yes,
blah blah.
there you go. That's a nice review.
So the same for the podcast. You know, personally, I found this podcast boring to listen to because they weren't just giving me the cold hard facts, and that's what I want. So, you know. But yeah, that's just our rant for this week. Just letting you know what we think about that. So, release dates. God, my throat is so dry.
Yeah, so is mine.
So, release dates. 9th of February, Avatar, The Legend of Aang. Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses, Barnyard, Biker Mice from Mars, Cartoon Network Grand Prix, Disney's Kim Possible, Flipper Critters, Garfield's Nightmare, Impossible Mission, Magical Star Sign, Pro Evolution Soccer 6. Oh god. 16th of February, Deep Labyrinth, Excite Truck, Lionel Trains on Track, Mario Slam Basketball. Oh, sorry, my throat is like. Dear me. Alright. 23rd of February, Corridor Park. 2nd of March, Sonic and the Secret Rings, The Ant Bully. 16th of March, SSX Blur, The Grim Adventures of Billy. My throat.
I just want to put out a warning. Anyone who is thinking, Pro Evo 6 is going to be really good on the DS, just don't buy it because it's not good. And I don't want Konami to think that this will sell a lot and then they can get away with making, shoddy products with the DS, because it's not on. Because I was looking forward to it so much and they've just undelivered completely. So just don't buy it. Just don't give in to the Pro 6 one. If you want it, get it on PSP or PS2 or 360 or whatever. Just don't get it on DS.
See, there we go. We're not always bumming Nintendo.
I'm trying to help you. Don't waste your money.
Yeah.
Get Color Empire instead. I'm gonna get that now, I think.
That looks good, actually. I might look into purchasing that. But yeah, so community outlet. Remember to email us at weedspodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts about the show and the host, as well as any suggestions you think make the show better. Also, could you put fan mail in the subject box so we can then easily identify emails to burn out on the show. Also, be sure to check out our MySpace at www.myspace.com/TheWeDSPodcast to add us and see what we're really like. And the forums are up, good, running perfectly, so go check them out at www.wedsforum.com and join the community. Trust me, our forums are really good now. We've got about 20 regular posting members, would you say? No, maybe not that many, but around that amount. So we want as many people as possible. We've got about 350 listeners now, 400 listeners, somewhere around that. We want as many sign-ups as possible. So I'd rather a good discussion, but not really on topic this week. But
off topic. I was just wondering what you think about it. I've heard about people have been saying there's going to be a Wii 2 or a Wii Lite. Yeah. Well, I've also heard rumours, and I think this is more likely, that there's going to be a Wiimote 2.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So do you think they'll put a speaker on there and stuff?
I think he means mic.
Man has already got a speaker.
I mean, sorry, I meant mic. I do sound design technology. Gosh, what am I doing? What could they add to?
Maybe.
We'll talk about it actually in another. So I'm still
I mean, I really want to end this now because my throat is killing me. I need a drink. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for next week where we'll be continuing our DS discussion. Yeah. Okay, so, from me, Bam.
Me, Manny.
Me, Tom.
See you, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye.